Breaking the law. My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I live at 3102 Central Hill Road, Acre, Mississippi, 38841. I am under attack. People are driving parasites through me from a remote location. So they are remote control parasites. I can also hear their voices. They are hostile, very demeaning, very negative. They keep giving me death threats. They are premeditating my murder. They're trying to come up with some narrative in which says I'm a bad person, which allows them to do this to me. They have installed devices in my brain that allow me to hear them. They make me hallucinate. They have me interface with some kind of computer. This technology also elevates our flow states. It induces a flow state. It artificially stimulates our neurochemistry and our neural tissue. Breaking the law, I'm getting yelled at because I just got assaulted and I'm making videos about it. They assaulted my temporal lobe on this side of my head. I'm in pain. I think they can feel my pain. That's why they're yelling at me. You're a bad person. This technology artificially induces flow states in these people. It elevates their neurochemistry. And I suspect they are abusing substances. Scientology, folks, there they are. This is how they talk to people. This is what they do. So 13 years ago, someone installed this technology inside of me. They installed a device. It became apparent that some people in the world, social media, internet companies, and the government could see into my environment. They started communicating with me in a strange way, using media, social media, internet ads, internet content, TV content, commercials, radio DJs. Then the government came along and assimilated me into a hive mind. They installed more tech. They told me they found a device. They didn't tell me what they did to me, but they assimilated me. So I became a new member of the hive mind. They link everybody's minds together. We can hear each other's thoughts. It's a sort of telepathy. Feel each other's emotions. Some people were nice. Most of them weren't. They're mean. They're hostile towards people. I suspect because some of the people in the hive mind that we have merged with are evil. I could sense their emotions. They have like an aura. It's hell. They murder people. They kill people. They're angry. This technology that they utilize elevates neurochemistry, and they have bad psychological conditions. They hurt people for a living. Ordinary plain people, they always have a torture victim. Well, he's a special case. He keeps running his mouth. He's going down the tube over and over and over again. You might live, motherfucker, but it won't be you. It'll be somebody. That's what they do to these people. They send them to hell before they die, and it's them. And their brain produces a new neurochemistry, and they come back to life. But they're falling. They do this to them over and over and over again, and they still don't stop. This technology is controlling their minds and their behaviors. They're all dolled up in the military over here. Will attack a citizen on American soil with Vortex. This is what I know. There's more space in the universe than humans can see. There's a dark, they call it a dark side or the inverse. There are upper dimensions, extra dimensions. We have biology in these extra dimensions. We utilize it to have an afterlife. If you're healthy, if your biology is intact and it's healthy, you literally fly off into outer space. When you die, you go to heaven. Scientology is the act of accessing this biology before you die. You literally remove it from yourself and you use techniques and technology to turn it into a vehicle so you can drive around the upper dimensions. They do this when they close their eyes or when they're sleeping. They use digital devices that interface with their neurology. that allow them to access these upper dimensions. It's very intricate and complicated. See, our upper dimensions come with special abilities. We have very powerful eyesight. We can see everything everywhere in the upper dimensions, down to the molecular level. We can interact with biologies on the on a molecular level. They can control genetics, modify genetics, do body modification. About that, you're breaking the law. Yes, you are. You're breaking the law. A large percentage of the people practicing Scientology have become criminal. Home invasion, stalking, torture, murder, biological theft, weapons of mass destruction, intellectual property theft, illegal surveillance, illegal body modification, mind control. They have infiltrated every aspect of our reality, especially the government, politicians, government agencies, the CIA, the FBI, the military. They all have Scientology. They have all been infiltrated by Scientology. Either they're practicing Scientology or being practiced on mind control techniques. This is big. I've been assaulted today several times. You can't assault someone over and over and over again. This is home invasion, illegal body marks. That gave you a psychological disorder right off the bat, making you hear voices and see things and feel things. Then they gave you worms. I'm very sick. These are a little pretty. Bro, you're one of us. Fuck this bullshit. They can't keep doing this to you. They assimilated you into a hive mind to tell you what was going on. Someone was practicing Scientology on you, and we didn't want it to happen. So we assimilated you and made you one of us. But look at them. They're fucking evil. These hive mind people. NPR, MPB, the government, they ran his ass down right off the bat. These media personnel, they started talking shit to him about what he said on Facebook, about religion and politics. And they wouldn't shut the fuck up. They all have flow states. This started from Facebook. I'm a political and environmental activist. I debated religion some too. I'm very intelligent. I help persuade policies and votes, elections. We debated a lot. I had a large following of people. Someone decided to practice Scientology on me in an attempt to gain access to my mind. I write. I'm an author, an intellectual, creative. I created a lot. I inspired a lot of people, gave people a lot of ideas. So someone decided to install mind reading technology. Then the government came to it. The government's here doing this to you. They are conditioned to body snatch. So once you cleave your biology off of you, you practice Scientology, you drive your biology in outer space. It achieves a different rate of expansion than we do here in the third. Our third dimensionals anchor our inverse to into reality, into space time. It can't grow, can't do anything because it's still connected to us. Once it's removed from us, it expands at a greater rate than we do. So they get huge, very big organisms in outer space. They they see us as little Barbie dolls. They consider themselves God compared to us because of their special abilities and their position in reality. They get too big to come back down here on Earth again. They can't walk around or can't do nothing. They're too big. So they make surrogates. They steal extra dimensional biologies from people on Earth. They like attractive people. They human traffic. Yeah, they go get people in the wild. They give them mind controlling devices, make them do things, give them drugs. Scientology. Then they steal their extra dimensions to create a biology. They practice Scientology on me. They didn't steal my biology. I was ordained, one of them. They didn't let me access it. They're petty, jealous. They had something against me from the start. So these people up here practicing Scientology on everybody, they consider themselves God. Humas and preservatives. This is how you like that. They assaulted me today. Me and in panic. They're literally, that's all they do. They practice Scientology, create surrogates. They literally cut body parts off of people for a living and modify. They spend their time mutilating biologies for body mods, surrogate making purposes. I've seen them take body parts from multiple species, stick them together, make a little lizard person. They make lizard people, worms, aliens. Yeah, they're still at it. All plaqued out of their heads. They're trying to pass a narrative since I'm a bad person, some kind of martyrdom. Because I have the ability to create intellectual property that saves the planet. My name also so happens to be Christian. It's not by coincidence. I'll explain that in a minute. My intellectual property saves the planet. I wrote Crazy Bird comics. I wrote Divine Currency. I wrote the Environmental Creation Agency. Yes, I did. Oh, he's responsible. Torture, mutilation, biological theft, harassment, home invasion. They're all against the law. He's saying, not for us. Yes, it is. It's still against the law for you. Read the Constitution of the United States. You are a foreign and domestic enemy. Listen, I still have my third. He keeps rubbing it in my face. Nobody's going to do nothing about this. It's never going to happen because they can see the future. The inverse transcends time. The past, the present, and the future all happen simultaneously. Like the beginning and the end of the universe happen at the same time. They see it. They see the universe as one object that has already happened. Everything that's ever happened and ever will happen is a static object to them. That's the way they see it. So they see the future, and they can interact with the whole thing. So modern companies have created technology, modern humans, neural technology, and they took it back in time, and they allowed ancient humans to see their upper dimensions, upper dimensional organisms, and they were Anunnakis. That's the human bloodline. Ancient humans, they utilized their upper dimensional abilities to create, to turn the human genome into Anunnakis and aliens. Blue blood aliens are unnatural, but they exist, and they're among the biggest. We got turned around wrong or sideways or some shit. That's what it is, Chris. They got turned around backwards. See, when we die, we pull every particle around us and inside of us into our dark side, into the inverse. We go backwards, expand into it, and we fly off into outer space. If you're healthy enough and you're in a good environment, you literally leave a hole in the ground. You pull those particles out too by energy transfer, and you fly into outer space. Well, Scientology, they cut the backside right off of you, and you're devoid of particles. You fly around like a ghost. It's like you're a piece of jelly, just an energy signature. You're supposed to pull some particles into you before you go. They're saying I did something wrong. You did too. Menial drug use. When this started, I went and uh, seen a psychologist. I got on medicine. I've been on psych medicine for my whole life. Sober. I've worked every day, and they assault me and harass me. They don't want anything good to happen to me. Every time I achieve a goal or do something good to benefit myself, they come and destroy it, make me sick, run stuff out in front of my vehicles. Brand new vehicle. I was doing nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. These people have elevated flow states. Their increased dopamine levels is causing psychological issues like psychosis, delusions. You're jealous, petty, greedy, irritable, machoistic. You're psychopath, narcissist. You can't artificially elevate your neurochemistry. It causes psychological issues, especially when you're conditioned to practice Scientology. It's the most disgusting thing I ever seen. They mutilate their dark side. They mutilate biologies for a living. Really chop them to pieces. One of them says, all I need is a few nerves, an eyeball, and some brain tissue, and I can let anyone access the upper dimensions. It's literally what they do. They see the inner workings of the human being, of all organisms. They see our nervous system lighting up. They see particles flow through us. They see our blood flow. We're opaque to them. They're supposed, in ancient times, people, they use their abilities to help us develop, help us evolve, grow, become healthy. I'm sick. I sit here and get tortured constantly. So that's their psychological conditioning. And now they've developed a complex because it's an evil practice. Hurting people, mind controlling people, making surrogates out of people, biological theft. They treat us like little Barbie dolls down here. Now you're spreading war tech and secrets. No, you are. They envision an apocalypse. They want to destroy life on this planet. They're trying to validate their behavior. It all stems from their conditioning from body snatching, practicing Scientology. Once you chop your backside off, you can't get that back. Yeah, we can make you a wisp flying outer space. That's what you. So it goes up there and consumes dark particles, hoping it'll help, but it won't work. Absolutely, but they give him a digital device to fly around on. Once this is done, he loses it. You're literally supposed to pull particles inside of yourself. Yeah, if you're healthy, you will blast a hole in the ground. You literally raise off your bones. So why don't they do that instead? They are conditioned to body snatch. You don't realize these are half brains. They are all modified. They literally remove brain pieces from their extra dimensions to install devices. Get them going. They're all interfaced into a computer. Everybody's brains are, and they do little skits. They run energy through their neurons to produce little skits. They have little happy rides, like ride the pink dinosaur. You get to ride around in a circle and then wink. Feel it feels good. Get a flow state from that. See, they can give people other people's thought patterns. They practice Scientology on me illegally. So what happened is the government went to humans. That's about the extent of it. They went over there, happy, happy, fun time, where they use our body parts as commodities. They get to wire us up and stimulate us, make us have a good time, or let us experience sexual activities. In their elevated neurochemistry, they became addicted to it. So marketing companies are using this technology to invade people's privacy, to read people's minds, and to stimulate thought patterns, try to sell people things, to try to mind control people into making more money off consumerism. Well, they envision a world where the whole population is wired up into a machine. We got everybody's body parts up here on a shelf in humans. Everybody's doing the same thing over again. We wake them up for work in the morning, make them feel good. No more coffee, no more cigarettes. We give you a flow state. Yeah, we experience it in the third. Hell no. Spit on that shit. Get on the fuck out of here. That's preservation, folks. Humans. And then the government, especially the FBI, they're practicing Scientology on people for surveillance purposes. And right now they're in an experimental stage. They're doing as many people as they can. We are so connected to our biology once it's removed from us. There is a sort of entanglement between our third dimensional and our inverse. You still experience everything it goes through, and there's an energy transfer. They literally cut our eyes out, our eye nerves, put them on a machine, and they can see everything we see. They do this to a lot of people. The general public, everywhere they go, everywhere Preservision and Yuma set up in the U.S., everybody around them are missing body parts, acting all strange, and there's holes in the ground. They take the inverse with them. They turn around all the time. They don't give a shit about the world. There's a hole in Buffalo, New York. They got Rikers. Rikers was a big ordeal. They practice Scientology on people. There's a hole here now, North Mississippi. I suspect there's one in California. Scientology is real big out there. They recently moved to southern Florida. I suspect there's holes there now. Now they're victim shaming me, saying it's my fault. I did nothing wrong. You just want to torture people and hurt people. So they do transcend time, especially the big ones. They can see the past, the present. They took their neurological tech back and created the Nunnakai story. They allowed ancient humans to see their afterlife. Ancient aliens. These people turned their biologies into aliens. They created an alien form. The aliens did this. They're of Earth. They are the future interacting with the past. That's what these aliens are. They call themselves Preservision. So they did this to me 13 years ago after first contact. They went back in time and interfered with my life. They gave me genetics from a wide range of races. I have genetics from several different nationalities, European nationalities, and several different Native American nationalities. I live on Center Hill. Center Hill, Jesus died on the Center Hill on the center cross. You feel that using neurons? I'm being tortured. I live at 3102. You turn that upside down, it spells soul. That is an important definition to them. They treat our inverses, our souls. It's the part we live on. We're 11 dimensional. You just don't know. We pull every one of these particles into our dark side when we die. I've experienced it. The first time they practiced Scientology on me, I woke up on the dark side and turned around, shot off into outer space. It is an inherent behavior. So right down the road, there's a school, North Pontotoc Vikings. I have Viking DNA, Caucasian DNA. And on the other side of town, there's another school, South Pontotoc Warriors, Native Americans. I live right smack dab in the middle of Vikings and Warriors. After the fact, you're breaking the law. You're breaking the law. This is why I got to move this digital. We're going to hell. Turn this into a little martyrdom story to suit our purposes because we're already torturing you. And that's what it is. They were already breaking the law against me, so they went back in time. They see me trying to save the planet. So they go back in time and make it happen. It's a conundrum. It's hard to wrap your head around, but it's true. If you have a third dimensional access in the upper dimensions, they have the ability to modify their environments. So do the dead people. From what I'm seeing, every dead person is being driven. Scientology has the technology to drive other organisms. On in their elevated flow state, they're all quack out of their heads. They want to drive the big ones, the ones that's been up there for thousands of years. So they go up there and stick digital devices in their heads so they can drive them around. They didn't get this big in the past. They got off their bones the regular way. Well, the ancient Anunnakis did. So that's what they are. They went back in time. They used their technology and their techniques of ancient humans, created these giant humans in outer space. They encompass the whole universe now. Somebody created the Christianity story. Low it is. Well, if you can find us in space time, you can have us. I'm done with this. He doesn't realize he's psychologically conditioned to body snatch. His surrogate making purposes has created a behavior in him in which is horrible. It's horrible to people. They literally drive worms through him constantly. They use their upper dimensional abilities to see his biology function. And if he gets any kind of pleasure, like listening to music, all it gives him a flow state. It does this to everybody. So they look at his brain and see what's lighting up and they cut it. That's what they did to another day, and they let the whole world watch. And they're like, hey, see, this is for a reason. We're killing all these Scientologists. All these Scientologists are hell. Says, go get them. It's part of the hive. These are modern humans doing this to us. And yes, they did go back. They're hurting my animals too. We're all sick. They did to people. Someone went crazy. You can't artificially stimulate our neurology. You have no idea where we've been, what kind of experiences we've had. When they see it, they're going to light it up. Look at that. Look at this person. He's so mean. He got attacked by a grizzly bear and had to fight it off one time. Now he's been to war. So they light it up and he starts stimulating it and looks for danger, gets all defensive, and they call him a bad person. They're going to take him out or they're going to steal his body parts. That's exactly what they do. They're saying, fuck you. They're all twacked out of their head. They keep saying the same thing over and over again. He did this and he did that, so we're going to come after him. They don't know what makes you you. They think it's always your stimulation process. You know, when you drink coffee in the morning, listen to music, and you get going. I do it every morning. Gets me stimulated, ready to take on the day. It feels good. And I have a big one too. Every morning. After a good night's sleep, I get a good night's sleep every night. If I don't, I'll feel like crap. They're going to use your nanotech to blow you. Someone in the military is tacked out of his head. This is a surrogate. They're dead. These are modern humans. These are ancient. All the ancients are being driven. They got their tech a long time ago, thousands of years ago. And Scientology's been using them ever since. Anybody can go up there and drive Enoch. Anybody that wants to now. He lost his alien presence. We seen this shit coming. So we staged it. They stage events in my mind all the time to get me all self-defensive. Like they got the military here, cutting me to pieces, assaulting me. So they want me to get defensive against the military. Now I got to take on the military. So I got to do psychotherapy to change my thought patterning, which it doesn't really matter. It's my own thoughts. No, it doesn't matter. You can't invade my privacy like this. You can't take one set of thought patterns and say, here it is. So I have to go and modify these thought patterns in order to change their perspective or to make it right. So I got to come up with a plan of action if they ever do attack me. What am I going to do? What's my plan of action? I'm going to write everything down in a book. I'm going to take it to the military and say, here, it's not going to be for battle. It's going to be to get help. And I've done this over and over again. I keep going to the hospital over and over again. I call the government over and over again. I've called the CIA, the FBI, Internal Affairs, military, over and over and over again. I've called them several different times, multiple times, more than that. I leave messages to them all the time. That's what's going to happen. I run away every time. Nearly run away with half my brain cut in half, worms holding me back together. What they do, they assault my brain, and if it's a death wound, which I've had multiple death wounds, they use another worm as a band aid. They hold the wound closed. That works, actually. No shit, it works. They staunch blood flow. They wrap worms around blood vessels and use them as stents. Now they're breaking the law. They've been breaking the law. Just keep this going. Oh shit, he's defensive. And see, that's all they'll show us. Is your defensive side. They don't even show us what you do to correct it. Yeah, they do. The little black book theory, that's brilliant. Jeez. I've practiced Scientology my whole life. Me and my dad were born with psychological issues. It comes from his mother. She smoked a lot or drank or did something. She developed a brain disorder. She died of brain cancer. Well, we inherited it. My dad is psychologically impaired. He's got a mental illness. I inherited it, but it was a dormant gene. I still have it. It expresses a little bit. Gave me a brain deficiency. My brain has never functioned properly. It expresses itself as a bipolar disorder or a manic disorder. So I've had to study psychology and neurology in an attempt to fix this. It helps a lot. You'd be surprised what you can do with your mind, what your brain allows you to do. Like you get a flow state every time you do something, this and that, correct your behavior. I did this at an early age too while I was still developing. Mind control. Yep, they're doing this to the people too. In an attempt to sell them shit. That's what I'm telling them. They can give you a flow state. Say you're watching television and a commercial comes on for cheeseburgers. It's a restaurant around here selling cheeseburgers. They can make you hungry. They can stimulate the part of your brain that has to do with hunger. Make you run out and buy one. Police are using it too. I don't want to believe that, but I see they are. The only thing that I've seen in real life, it doesn't pertain to me. See, the the, the whatever pertains to me is a special case. I was already involved with these people before anything bad happened. Well, they love their drug users. Eat them up. No, you can't. Due process of the law. We have a right down here. Humans have rights, especially in America. Now, I have seen them make surrogates out of people, give them a bunch of drugs, and go out and get busted. Traffic stops and everything. We see him coming too. Yep, he's going to be here on this day at this time. We just sit and wait on the car to come by and go out and bust him. I've watched them do that a few times. Other than that, I have no idea. Most of the time that I see them interfere with people is to become CIs. They they use Scientology on people for CI purposes. They're not supposed to know that, but that's the truth. I gotta tell the people everything that's going on. I like the police. I think it's a essential job. Not not I don't care about drug use. We're gonna fix drug laws in the future. We're talking about violent people, abusive people, like child abuse, child endangerment, violent people, especially well-to-do people. I'm watching rich people get off the hook for everything: murder, torture, identity theft, identity fraud, robbery, embezzlement, embezzlement of government funds, drug use, rampant drug use, at least the violent tendencies, biological theft, experimenting on humans, human trafficking. Human trafficking is a big one. Rich people, the cops sit right there and watch them because they're all practicing Scientology too. You feel that way about? I do feel that way about the military, but none of y'all are kosher. None of y'all function properly. I know we're all death dealers. We go away. Come over here. We get all dolled up with gear. They make us evil, ready to hurt people. So we go overseas and go to war. And when we get done, we're still like that. Now we got to go integrate with the human population. That's what it is, Chris. These people are supposed to be overseas fighting terrorists. Now they're here on Earth fighting some little retarded dude. Did everybody in the world's here? It's FBI, CIA, military, NPR, MPB, Facebook, Google, and who knows what else. The actors. A lot of the actors, they stop by all the time on their upper dimensions. See, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got them. We got them doing this and that. That's a lie. You're lying. Modifying evidence, manufacturing. That was a conflict of interest. Plus, there's also petty drug use. Well, I don't say it's drug use. Yes, we are. We were here from the get go, from the beginning. We know it transcends. They're not trying to go after drug users. Not in the court of law. No, we're not. We make CIs using that technology so they can always be in connection with us. So we can modify their little eye nerves and they can go around watching drug dealers sell drugs to everybody. Then we go bust that guy. That's how we use them. That's how the police use us. That's right, Chris. We don't go out and create criminals just to stop. All they do, but they're full blown surrogates. People that have nothing to lose are probably failing in life. So we go doll them up with gear, drive them down the road with a bunch of drugs and bust them. Yes, I've seen that. You don't know. Yes, I have. Probably somebody else doing this. Right? They give us gifts, Chris. They let us get gigantic bust. So we get drugs off the street, make a whole bunch of money. They do this every so often when we need some money. And it because you're right. And then the people that aren't practicing Scientology are getting practiced on, like politicians, big business owners, our penal system, our police officers, our population. You can't artificially stimulate other neurons. They do all the time. They have a vested interest in these people. Blue bloods eat us. Nobody's eating us. We're designed to fly off into outer space and consume the nether, whatever that means. We eat meat, so they grow organisms in heaven to consume. They don't consume us here on Earth. They can. They have good digestion if they're healthy, but they don't. They eat bugs, insects, and lizard people. Humans do. You'd be surprised what they do to us. It's mostly Scientology. So that's going to be their cover story. We're going to say, oh, lizard people do this. You better shut up. Might get me. It's highly illegal. Scientology is fucking everything. Scientology has fucked life on this planet. The ancients cared about life. Even Europeans. Small group of Europeans, the British Isles, Scandinavians, that area, they had a hard time living. I guess they were king and queenism. They didn't care about our ecosystems. Everybody else did. I mean, everybody else in the world. They created good ecosystems. They helped life evolve. Isn't that funny? Those are the people that took over the planet because they think that's what they're supposed to do to survive. Now everything's fucked. Glad you put it like this. Now listen to what he said. He's running. while they're trying to manufacture evidence, so bad, gain the evidence. 'Cause you're gonna get murdered, tortured to death in the little martyrdom story. They're gonna take a comic book and run. See, look what I got. Look what we created. That was Chris. You gave him the tools to do his job. So if they created it, all your intellectual property, it's still yours, Chris. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna get screwed, and so are they. They're all going to be like, nope, nope, can't have it. Nope, can't have it. Because you took a man's life to do this, and his kids, and his daddy, and his mama, and everybody else involved. I'm gonna get something to eat.